Hi, our team is the Sun team, and we put together a presentation to put forward our idea on how to raise awareness and possible fundraising for the food cycle. We did some research and found that most people eat alone 3 to 4 times a week, and not just homeless people, but students, your everyday Joe who has a working job, their own home and everything else, but still may not have the skills to be able to produce their own healthy meals, the knowledge or even the ability to be able to go out and get their own food and bring it back with their job. So yeah, we put together some ideas on how FoodCycle can help raise awareness on healthy eating and the way to do it. I'll pass you on to Amy.
Okay, so FoodCycle, as you all know, is a charity that takes surplus food and gives it like in a big gathering meal to people. But there's often a stigma that it's for just homeless people, because a lot of people associate food poverty with homeless people. But in actual fact, the charity is for everyone really, from like elderly people to students. So we've come up with like a fundraising and awareness initiative to help remove that stigma and create funds for the charity. And basically our idea is a pop-up kitchen that moves from town to town and offers cooking lessons and demonstrations. The idea of the pop-up kitchen will be to offer cooking lessons so that people can take away the information, and also they can cook the meals and then like donate them to the big meal, so that they get a feeling of satisfaction because they've helped the community, and also then they have like they're going to come to the meal as well, which will have raised awareness, and you'll have more people of different ages and different kinds of food poverty. It will be 100% of the 100% of the profit will go towards the charity from the cooking lessons. There'll be about £3, so it's not expensive, but the money will go towards the charity. Syl's going to explain it more.
Our idea of the pop-up kitchen is basically pop-up food stalls at big areas or events, such as festivals, which will either show demonstrations of basic cooking or recipes, just so someone can do it at home on their own without needing the aid of someone else. It will be cheaper than your average grocery store, but the produce will be just as fresh. 100% of the proceeds will go back to the charity, and it will sell packs of food which will last an individual at least a week, with healthy ingredients and recipe cards so that they can make their own food at home, such as these. I'll now pass you over to you to show you the benefits.
What are the benefits? It leads to healthier eating because it gives out fresh food, which is good for you. It provides essential life skills from the cooking lessons, which connects to the quote over there, which is give a man a fish and feed him for a day, teach a man a fish and feed him for a lifetime. It provides more money for the charity because it's more advertisement and obviously donations from volunteers and people buying the money. It brings communities together because these trucks will be in like town centres, and people will like work together, and volunteers will meet people, and it will create like a community environment. It brings back social eating because we want to get rid of the eating in front of TV and bring back meals together. And it gives more advertising for the charity that it's for older people and students instead of just people who are on the streets and poor. Yeah, so I'll pass you on to Tom.
So why the lorry? Well, the lorry is always moving around, which is good, and you can go to the local supermarket and pick up the waste, which is good because then if there's no waste in one supermarket, they can always go to another one. But the drawbacks with the lorry is the major thing is it's quite expensive, and so you have the lorry being sponsored by a local company or maybe a maybe not so local, but and the equipment is usually people who want to volunteer, who will bring their own equipment because obviously they're more familiar with their own equipment, and I think they'll be happy to lend it out. The leftover produce is given to people like hostels and stuff. So because when the van moves to a different place, they don't need to throw the thing away. They just give it to the local people. With health and safety, I think it's just like you've got to be cautious because you're using obviously like fires and obviously with ventilation you'd have proper vents and you treat it like a normal building. Okay, thank you very much. Any questions?
Where did you find, I actually didn't know that statistic about people eating alone. Where was that from?
Well, we got that from our market research and also
We did a survey.
we spoke to people in
Oh, really? It's surprising because those guys are always so busy, and it just goes to show, you know, so many people eat alone, don't they? So yeah,
It's really bad.
that's really useful. Do you guys all eat with your family and things like that?
No.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
What other questions? I think it's just excellent. You've put together so much in such a short time. I mean, you guys had a lunch break and everything, so like considering the lunch break, you only had a couple hours to do this. So I think it's just absolutely great that you put all this together. The presentation was great. I love your little poster over there.
Thank you.
And I think, yeah, we'll be taking a lot of these ideas back to the office and seeing what they think about it. And if you follow us on Facebook, I'm sure you'll just find us there. I'm sure you might be seeing some of these things take place later on. Yeah, so thanks, guys.
Thank you.